Come on in, come on in. It has been a minute. So, on tonight, I am making granny squares. So, I haven't been on last weekend, got kind of away from me. I started doing other things, and before you know it, time was gone. Goodbye. So, I am working this granny square. I think I did this one wrong. So let me just try to start it off back right. It's been a minute since I've done some granny squares. Granny squares used to be my go-to um thing, but lately it hasn't been. So let's see. I'm looking at this pattern here. It says I have 4 corners, chain 3 in the back corner. I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes to people writing these crochet patterns, these patterns, I don't know what to say. I'm just like, OMG. This is just not good. It's got to be something. It's got to be something more to it. And I think this pattern is, they have pictures, which is helpful, but I'm going to tell you, I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it, but I'm going to follow their instructions for now until I go and find my original instructions. So I did get it going. I need to make several squares. I'm going to be making granny square hats. So that is what I'm working on. That is what I am working on. I guess you don't, let's see. It's just interesting. The way people write some of their patterns is very, very interesting. I guess you just have to kind of go with the flow. But I don't think that's the way you started. But it works. And sometimes if it works, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just keep going. So hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. We are supposed to get storms, I think, here in the area on Thursday and Friday. So I've been busy. I've been really, really busy. I've been making room, trying to get some things done. We have this little bird outside our house. I want to say it's a mockingbird because it's not, it's kind of a big bird. It has a long tail and it's very, very, very possessive. And I know from being in Missouri, these type of birds have always been kind of, territorial when it comes to their little nests and everything. So you have to be very careful with these birds. They will try to make your life miserable, but it's got to go. And someone was out here doing some work and they noticed the bird and they notified me about it. And I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good. We have got to go and do something about this bird. So I'm looking at this instructions and I'm seeing it take shape, but I have a strong suspicion that this is not, I repeat, this is not how you do a granny square. I don't know what is going on with it. I'm going to have to just do it the way I think I know how it works. I think they have too much spaces in between. I was trying to follow this pattern, but it's not working for me. And I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you where you've had someone recommend a pattern or say something about a pattern and you do it and it's like, it's not working. But I do know what is happening. I'm supposed to have 2 clusters in the corner And that is probably what's happening with this pattern. And that looks like that's what it is. Because like I say, one of the first things I used to make was the granny square, because the more you crochet it, the bigger it got. And I remember I used to make these little lap blankets to go on my lap so that I could stay warm. And I remember my first sale was to this lady next door. She saw me crocheting and she wanted me to make her the same thing that I was working on. And of course, she was one of those ladies that was always yelling at the neighborhood kids, "Get out the grass! Get out the grass!" And I was like, I don't want to make her anything. Well, of course, my mom encouraged me to go ahead and do it. And she said, "How much do you want for it?" And I just said $5. The yarn wasn't that much, but at the time, it was my very first sale. Now, I wish I would have known back then what I know now about crochet. Because I think I would have looked at it and done a little bit different. So we do that. And I was able to successfully make my first. I don't think, although the instructions that they gave me was not correct, I think there's something off. But the more you do it, it's easy to take down if I need to. And they work up so fast, so it's not like it's a problem to make these granny squares. But I'm making some granny square hats. I have another event coming up in a couple weeks, over a month, couple months. So I'm trying to gauge my inventory, bring something new. I'm not going to be bringing a lot because it's not an all-day event. It's kind of a it's going to be a couple hours, but it's not all day, so that's a good thing. But I am working these granny squares. See how it turns out. And like I say, if it doesn't turn out right, I will go back and I will redo them. I don't like the pattern that I have. No disrespect to the person that took the time to do it, but there has to be a standard in how you write your patterns. Because if you just do anything just because you think you have the instructions, that's not always good. You may sell the pattern. You probably will. But someone who is trying to support you may, and a little bit, may look at your pattern and say, "What? You better know how to write. You better know how to read patterns. You better know what you're doing, because this one right here, I think I've gone through so many different patterns. I'm thinking about teaching a class on how to write a pattern, because there's some things you need to have in place, and you need to make it where it is understandable for the person that is buying your pattern, so they can duplicate and do exactly what you have done. They may crochet differently, but at the end of the day, it's always nice to have that. But this one, I'm trying to see. I gotta go to the next page. So it's been a good day. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's see. And they're doing like chain 3 in the next. Ooh, it's just weird. I'm sorry. That was just weird. That's weird. But I know what they're doing, but that's just weird. It's just weird. Very, very weird. I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself, but I'm not talking to myself. Sometimes it's good So I made some changes this week, and it was it last week? Last week. This week is Tuesday. So I kind of picked up from last week and started doing a few things. And it's been really interesting, an interesting time getting things in order. Okay. And away I go. I kind of know what they're doing, but I don't know. I have to double check Joe's instructions. I think these instructions are a little bit off. I really do. I cannot explain to you what it really is, but it's off. I don't know if you can hear the grass being cut out there. I won't stay with you long, just enough to get things going. Do a couple squares. And then I come up here and sometimes I straighten up. I try to straighten up a little bit. I haven't been up here all week. I've been wanting to get up here. I wanted to get up here last week. And then I think I got a little tired and I decided not to, and end up going out trying to get some things fixed around the house. So we end up going out to the Home Depot. And then when I got back, it was kind of dark, and I'm like, I don't want to go upstairs and it's dark because it's a lot of It's like it was just weird on Sunday. Nobody was really moving around that much. I don't know where they were. Just different. So, boy, I used to, like I said, I used to do these all the time. They work up so fast. I think that's why people do so many different projects with them. This granny square. It's almost a beginner friendly type project. I'm on, let's see, what row is this? 1, 2, 3, third row. I'm gonna do, I think I do about 4, and then the fifth one, I change colors, but I'm just gonna make up a bunch of these for now. So I think I understand why they did this pattern like this, but I think it could have been written differently. It's yeah, it should have been written a little bit differently to help the person understand it. And some people can understand things. Maybe it's just me. It could be just a me thing. But I'm gonna double check the pattern itself. So there it is. It's a this is by, I love this yarn, and it is medium blue. Show you. See if you can see the package. It's a medium blue. And I'm going to try to do a darker blue edge because I'm trying to do a blueberry granny square hat is what I'm trying to do. If I can get this going. So if you've got a project you're working on, come on in and bring your project and let's work on something together. I am trying to see how many granny squares I can make on tonight. But I'm getting this yarn. This yarn wants to, trying to make sure it doesn't tangle. You know how you have two ends? Well, that end needs to go. And let's start on Let me see what round this is. I'm on 1, 2, 3. The 4th round. I have my water up here, and I finish up these. Isn't that cute? I have one, then I have a purple one. I don't know if you can't really see. It's really a pretty purple. It's really pretty. Purple, red, a blue one, another red. So this is a customer's order. I have a black one I'm working on. The green, something happened to it, so I'm going to redo it. I have another red that's down there. So I have 3 reds, 1 blue, 1 purple, a black one. The red one, the other one, red one that's downstairs, I am have to sew it together. Purple, black, and I'm going to redo the green. Just because I'm one of those kind of people, I'm not going to give somebody something if it's a little bit off. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm going to fix it. I'll just put that in a clearance section, the one I did make. But when it's a customer's order, no, I don't want to do that, because I believe in, your work is a reflection of who you are. You don't want something that's going to come apart, not look good. But the other day I was spray painting. I used this clear acrylic on the handmade. I did that so that it wouldn't tarnish, because you never know if it's going to tarnish. And I don't want it to tarnish on my watch. So I was out there on the back spraying it down. And why? In the South, we have geckos. They call them lizards, geckos. They're not harmful or anything. They eat bugs, they eat mosquitoes, they eat spiders. I don't like them. Them little things. Like, what are you looking at? I'll spray you. The nerve to be and I feel like this. When it comes to the insects and geckos and things like that, if they want to pay mortgage, they're welcome to stay. So I have this little spray. It's like peppermint spray that you have to keep spraying to kind of keep them away, because I'm out on the back porch. And sometimes I like to sit out there. I don't need them coming out there watching me. They like the heat. They're good for you, good for the home. Either that or we probably have spiders, more spiders. So I'm okay with it eating it. It just needs to go find another place, like not on my back porch where my cherry is. It's like, I don't know where they come from. Somebody said they come from the trees. Ugh. What trees? I just know every summer they appear. And I guess they like the heat. I've seen them in Arizona when I lived in Arizona, but the South, man, the South has so much different stuff. You think, oh, the South wouldn't have that. We have foxes, we have deer, we have armadillo, possums. What else do we have? All kinds of weird birds. All kinds of birds. Bluebirds, robins. My sister and I were walking one day down the road. There's this like a forestry area with a little creek that runs through it, or it's an overflow where the banks are. And I promise you, we saw, like she said, something that looked like came out of Jurassic Park. It was gray and it comes flying out. Just like, okay, you can have it. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm on 4. So that's and I need to make a couple of these granny squares. I'm going to make the edges probably a darker blue and probably make some blueberries. So I guess after this, I need to fasten it off. I'm going to go ahead and fasten it off, and then I'll make some more. I need to make, according to this pattern that I'm using, I need to make 4 of these. So that's one. Go ahead and then I'll put the edging on it once I find, I wasn't sure what kind of blue I wanted to put on it. This is the medium blue. See about putting something darker. So let's see how many granny squares I can make tonight. Everything starts, sometimes you can start things with a magic circle. I call myself trying to do the double magic circle. I won't do that this time. You can also do, I think I'm just going to do the, for this one, I'm going to do the 2 chain stitches. Because, you know, I've been doing the magic double circle so long, I don't know how to make a magic circle anymore. It is for real. I do not know how to make a magic circle. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? It's very real. But I don't think you can do this. I think you actually have to make a magic circle. So I'm going to have to go ahead and make a double magic circle. I could try to figure out how to make a magic circle, but I'm not. I've done the double magic circle so long that I do not know how to make it. But you can't, I thought you could do the chain 2, but not for this particular pattern, because you have to start with 3 chains. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it started. And then I'll just have to make sure that I tighten it really good. The magic circle and the granny square. I wonder why they call it granny square. Have you ever thought about that? I'm probably overthinking this. Granny square. Why would they call it a granny square? It's crochet stitches. It's a square, but why granny? Trying to say an old lady square? I think we should change the name of it. We shouldn't call it a granny square anymore. We should call it something else. Nana square. I don't know. Maybe because Granny made it. I don't know. I'll have to look up the history of why they call it a granny square. And because it's a double magic circle that I somehow got myself into, I'm having to figure out how to do it. So I'm starting it. Second square. Chain 3, and then you're going to do, because I don't think this is any secret. Not chain 2, chain 3. Make sure I got chain 3. Then you're going to do 2 double crochet stitches. And then I'm going into the corner, 3 double crochet. I'm not teaching on this one, but I'm sharing it with you. 2 chains and another cluster of 3 double crochet stitches to make that corner. And so it started to turn, and you go all the way around. But like I say, it works up so fast. And it's kind of fun. I think that's why it's such a craze to do this. I have on my little hat but it is hot up here. Doesn't match anything. Just put it on. It was cold downstairs, I promise you. It's like, whew, what is going on? My air seems like it comes on every day about 4 o'clock, and it about freezes me. But I guess heat rises, and because I'm upstairs, the heat is more hot up here. I have a little ceiling fan going. I don't want it too cold up here. You know what I did? I think I closed that vent. And that's probably why. I don't want that air blowing on my head. So it's okay if it stays closed. So I'm coming on the end of the second round. We're going to join with a slip stitch. Isn't it cute? So I have 2 working on the second one. Let's see if we can make 4. It said make 4 more, so I need to make a total of 5 of these. I'm probably not going to stay to make 5, but we'll see. See how far I get. Took me a while to get a jump start on this pattern. I was reading somebody's pattern, but I'm like, you know what? Something's wrong. I've done a granny square before. What's going on with this? But once I got it going, you know, the memory kicks back in and you're like, I know. So I abandoned the pattern. I said, I can't follow the pattern because it gives me a headache. I've never seen abbreviations for corner CR. I'm sorry. That's just a no for me. Now, this pattern is totally different from what I'm actually making. I just wanted the pattern for the granny square. But most patterns will tell you just corner instead of CR. Just not a universal language. We need to, as crocheters, start having some standards so that we can make things easier when it comes to writing patterns, so that everybody knows we're either going to decide or we're going to use MR or MC, magic ring or magic circle, or does it matter? And if it doesn't matter, that's fine. Just make sure that you clarify that in the beginning, and that you, maybe, I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter. But we don't have a standard universal language for some things. And I think because of that, people are all over the place when it comes to writing a pattern. And if they've never written a pattern before, sometimes they'll write a pattern even though they've never written one. And you see the look? Yes. You're like, oh, that's so cute. And then you get the pattern. You're like, oh my goodness. What just happened? So I'm going to, I keep saying I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, for real. But I need to create an inventory sheet. I don't want to really buy one because I think my idea of what it should look like is going to be different than what I buy. I may make it available for purchase, but I need to have an inventory sheet. When I go to these events, sometimes I don't even, I'll write down everything that I bring. But when it comes time to actually, when the sales start coming and people, it gets busy, I don't have time to be trying to put anything anywhere. I need to do a better job of it, though. You're just trying to get those sales like, here, buy. I'll worry about the inventory later. And I would not bring a computer trying to do inventory. I would rather just do the, hand me pencil and paper, ink pen. Let's see. See what time it is. I got a little bit background music this time. You can get quiet up here. I'm making a granny square hat, and I'm going to make it with blueberry. So I'm going to make them blue. These blue, it's going to be 5 of them. This is 4 rounds, so I'm going to do a dark blue here, and then I'm going to make like the little blueberries. I have a pattern that has the little blueberries, and I'm going to put blueberries, kind of like I saw this girl. She had the cutest hat on at home at Office Depot. We went to Office Depot. She had like a sunflower hat, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cute!" And it was made out of granny squares. So I said, I'm going to try to make a blueberry one and see. Just kind of, because it was just granny squares put together, 4 around the head, and then 1 at the top, and then she had like sunflowers. So that's what I'm going to do with this. And there is no pattern out there for it yet. Maybe I'll make one. If I don't make one, I'll just do it, a tutorial on it, and share it on YouTube. We'll see. It just depends. Are you making anything, Lori? I can talk to I can talk to I'm learning to talk to myself. YouTube will make you learn to talk to yourself. I don't have anything scripted. I just hadn't been up here. I wanted to get up here on Saturday. Time got by. I said, okay, I'll do Sunday. Sunday went, and hopefully my internet will stay stable. Sunday came and went. So I said, I'm getting on this week. I made myself. So this is the 4th round. Oh my goodness. I bet you that's cute. Is a cardigan for somebody you know, or is it just you're just making it? But that bunny is probably going to be cute for somebody. Somebody loves you. I made 1 cardigan for my sister. I must have really loved that little girl. I still love her. She can be my nemesis sometimes, but I still love her. I made it for her birthday in her colors. I think she still has it. Two. I think the joy about crochet is not only just watching this piece of yarn, whatever it is, whatever size, however thick it is, just watching it turn into something gorgeous. Oh, you got a grandbaby. How sweet. And that's nice that you know what, Lori, I need to make myself something. I make myself hats sometimes, but I never really made myself any type of clothing item. But I probably need to. I said I want to get like a sleeveless. Sometimes I have this outfit. It's a sleeveless vest. It's kind of long, open, kind of like a cardigan. I guess they call it a long vest. Make sure ain't nobody coming up here. My little dog better not come up here. He better stay where he is. But I know we have someone wildlife coming out tomorrow because we have this. I want to say it's a mockingbird. I don't know what it is, but if it is, those birds can be very territorial and they're mean. But some kind of way they found this little crack in the roof. It's got like a little angle, a little crack, and I guess it must have a nest up in there, but it can't stay. And it was two of them out there, and it was like, you better get out of my house. And I'm like, this, you better pay a mortgage. You can pay mortgage. Bring me in your beak, bring me a couple $100, and I'll let you stay up there till the summer's over. But this company that I've called, they're gonna just do like a little estimate, a free estimate, and then we'll decide what we want to do. But they try to do it in a humane way. I don't want to kill the little bird, but I want to relocate it in the area of residence sealed off. So I have a bird squatter. It needs to go. Don't do bird squatting. Them days are over. In my last house, especially before I got married, I would come home and I noticed that this bird would always fly past me. And I guess it was too much noise for the bird. So I built a little nest, right? It's like a little ledge underneath my awning. Built a little nest there. I became a bird mama. And I was like, okay, after you have your babies, you got to go. I can't have you here. I want to go and enjoy my back. But they like to go where there's not a lot of traffic. And I think over on that side of my house, there's not a lot of traffic. I do notice sometimes a neighborhood cat will jump up on the fence, because the cameras will go off. But I guess it's wherever it is, it's too high for the cat. But those mockingbirds, they're mean. They will chase you. I've seen growing up in St. Louis, I saw them birds peck people in their heads, and they don't even know why. It's because they got too close to their nest. Because it was on the fence. It looked like two of them came. It was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you doing? And you would think about the lawn care people would know about it, but I guess not. Not until the bird pecked him outside his head. Then he probably tell me, hey, you got a bird over there that's chasing people. But they seem to love this house for some reason. I'm like, why don't you go to the neighbor's house? The other night, people's dogs, they get loose and they're in our yard, and I'm like, where are these people? Do they know their dog is out at 2 a.m? Just amazing animals. You're thinking the South, there wouldn't be that many, but they're here in the city, living fancy free. The deer, they've been there's an area not too far. There's been the deer, poor deer, they don't know where to go. They just keep building in these homes. Oh, I know. So what do you do? Yeah, they think it's their house. They're trying to run you out. Too close to the doors. I have a little owl that we bought, and I thought about we would have to get up kind of high in order to put that owl up there. I hear that may scare them off. But if they have nests, I need to find out if they have some babies and maybe they can be relocated. And then, like I say, sealed off. But I saw something on YouTube where they had the little windmills, and they were those little spinning things you can get from the Dollar Tree. I guess they call them windmills. I don't know what to call them. Spinners. They use some of those to keep the birds out of their trees. I could see that it was trying to look for some place, but it finally found something. And now it wants to tell me where to go. I'm like, okay. Every year is something different. Every year. Have you heard about all those blackouts? Oh my God. I know. I know. If we can find out, we got to get out there more. I got to get around this. I don't go around that side of the house. It has a gate, but I just don't go over there that much. And I think that's why they have the nerve to nest. My husband found what was it, a wasp nest over there, and I'm like, why did the lawn care man say anything? That nest was kind of big, and I'm thinking, did you not see that, sir? I guess all he does is cut the grass and go. At least help us out. But I'm gonna have to start going over there because I surely don't. And my little dog, I always wonder why he keeps going over on that side. But I think he smells something or something. I don't know if it's cats or what he smells, but he likes to go over there a lot. He knows something is shouldn't be in the yard. He's like a little watchdog. Where are you located? I'm in Tennessee, Memphis, which really I'm in the suburb of Memphis, which is might as well be Memphis because you go down the block and you're still in Memphis. So I'll just say Memphis. Kind of like St. Louis, I'm from St. Louis, and I lived in Hazelwood, but in Lambert Airport was out in the Hazelwood area, but they always say St. Louis. It doesn't matter where. That's the way it is, kind of. And you do have some people here in the area. They are just like, I'm in Germantown. Oh, I'm from Collierville. I'm from Lakeland. It's still Memphis. But there's different parts of Memphis that are probably a lot more crime and everything. You like Fraser area. Some parts of Raleigh is really bad. Not really. I can say really bad. People gonna do stuff. I don't care. Most places, most big cities anyway. St. Louis, my hometown, is y'all can have that. I'm on the 3rd. So this is the 4th. And then I will finish this. I have to go and find what kind of blue I want to add to this. I thought about doing white and then the medium or dark blue edge, but no. If white gets dirty, you want something that's going to kind of last when people want to wear it. I'll say white, the white for snowmen or something. Oh, Canada. Oh my goodness. That's nice. Is it cold there? Hot? I've never been to Canada. And all that's going on now. And this world, I'm gonna stay right here. These people are going. These people are losing their minds. I have to go and get a passport anyway. I need to go ahead and get my passport. I haven't been on a plane since, oh my gosh, it's been a minute since I've been on a plane. And whenever I think about, okay, I'm going to take a plane and go to visit my brother in Ohio, I'm like, by the time they take you from Memphis all the way to Detroit, all the way back to forget it. I'll just drive. It's not that serious. Oh, okay. Yes, it's been kind of warm here too. We're getting these storms. I'm hoping they think Memphis has this bubble, but I'm like, no, we pray. Some of us here pray. We got some people that pray here in Memphis because we don't want it to hit. It's not a bubble. The South, the people in the South will pray when they need to. But I'm not from Memphis, so it's a lot of people in the area that's from different parts of the city. And so when you talk about different things, we're so close to Arkansas, you just go across the bridge. If you're in a certain part of Memphis, you can walk to Mississippi. Over there for Winchester, you can have 1 foot in Mississippi and one foot in Tennessee. Just right on across. No body of water to cross. Like Arkansas, you have to cross a body of water. In Missouri, to get to Illinois, you have to cross a body of water. But here, you can stand in Mississippi and Tennessee at the same time. You go to the right area. We're not far from Georgia. That's what I think I like about this area. You can get to the Boot Hill. You can get to Missouri in 5 hours. I can go see my family in 5 hours. You can get to Arkansas in under an hour, 30 minutes, depending on where you live in Memphis. Because Memphis, I didn't realize it's spread out. It's really spread out. Because it's like some parts of Memphis, like Whitehaven, it takes me 30 minutes to get there. If I'm going to Germantown, it takes me about 30 minutes to get there. It depends on where you are. It's not as it's spread out. Like yeah. Downtown, you have to, if you take the interstate, you can get there in about 15-20 minutes. If you take the road, it's going to take you the main street, no interstate, it's going to take you about a half an hour, 45 minutes. 3. Okay, so now we have 3. Three of them. Let's see. So I'm going to do 2 more. We'll see what time it is. Not too long. We won't be too long. Oh, bugs. Oh, ooh, I don't like bugs. And them spiders, you talk about spiders. They're so sneaky. That's why I think I don't like spiders. They're just like, they appear. It's like, huh, hello. How are you? Thank you. It's like when I used to live in Cordova, which is Memphis, but like I say, some of these areas they don't want to be called Memphis because they feel like Memphis has a bad reputation. But when I lived in Cordova and I had moved into this new house, it was a little starter home, and it didn't have any neighbors when I first moved there. And the wolf spiders would walk in behind you. Oh, I can send you one. Just give me your address. I will send it to you. I will package it with some little bugs for it to eat on its way. Because I'm like, they're like looking at me. And it's like, it's okay to see 1 or 2. But when you see 3 of them and they're on the wall, and you're like, oh. And one of them looked like it was a daddy. It was kind of big. I ain't gonna say it was that big because there was a big one. It was a big one. I'm like, and it was like, it looked at me like, and I'm like, where? 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh no. It was over there. My husband has a grill, and he had a grill, and the chair is there, and then some buckets. And it was like, as soon as I went, one of them didn't care. It was like, your name is? And the other two like went running. Like, she spotted us. But that big one looked at me like, I will hit you upside your head and keep going. So I got that little peppermint spray. I sprayed all around there. And I saw one kind of looking at me today, but I didn't see the others. They were gone. But some of that stuff has got to come off the back area because I don't need it hiding. One time they got in a bucket of water, and I thought they had died because it rained water, and we had the bucket out there. So when we pick up the dog poop, you can put it in this trash bag and put it in the bucket. And the rainwater had gotten in there. I'm thinking, oh, the two of them, they're dead. They're gone. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to have a funeral. So we took it to this. I was like, where are we gonna dump it? Because I don't want to just dump it. And I said, let's take it to the garden area where, we had a raised flower bed. It was off season. And just put it in there and maybe bury it. They came to life. I think they were just there swimming or something. But I haven't seen them since. They probably was the ones that was on the wall like, yeah, you thought you got rid of us? Here we are. I think about that song, Lionel Richie. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I'm gonna get that spray, and I tell you, they cannot stay here. Nope. But I would love to send you some. I'll even name them for you, Lori. But they're a big one. I think it had like, I don't know, a red chin or something. I'll have to if it comes, I hope it's gone. If it ever comes back, I'll take a picture. But that was a big one, kind of fat. The other ones were skinny, little. But I hadn't seen that many at one time. Normally I see one and it's always running. But this one, You gotta, and I don't want to hurt them, but you just can't be in my space. You need to go out there in the woods. You need to go to the neighbors. They need you. He's not out there. We have really nice neighbors, but you can go over there. I was thinking about getting a cat just so that I can just get rid of them. So we'll see. I haven't had a cat in years. I used to be scared of them, so I wanted to get one. And I had gotten one at one point. And then I went off to school and I had to get rid of her. But my mother loved that cat. That cat would meet my mother at the corner. We lived on a one-way street in Missouri. The cat would meet my mother at the corner and literally walk down the sidewalk while she was driving to meet her at home. And every morning, my cat would wait outside the door for my mother to open it, and she would literally run underneath my bed. Her bed. Ooh. And my mother said she knew that she did that on purpose so she could give her a treat. So one day I watched her. I literally watched the cat. I could see my mother's shadow, like under the crack of the door, going back and forth, and the cat was just watching. Just watching. As soon as my mother opened the door and said, "Pew!" went in there. My mother said, "Come get your cat." She did it again. But she knew to give her that treat, or you're not getting out. You're not getting her out because she went underneath that bed. And my mother had too many shoes. So that cat could have hidden inside that shoe. I did something wrong, so I'm gonna have to frog it. I think I'm supposed to do 2 in this one corner. And I guess I was talking about them lizards. And you had me thinking about how I can send it to you, Lori. Oh, just kidding. But if I could, I promise you I would. But I haven't seen any spiders lately since then. And the mosquitoes do like to go in that corner. But 3 of them at one time is too much. I can handle one. But that big one needs to go too. That was a big one. But like I say, I don't know where they come from. It's just every summer they appear. The fall you don't see them. The winter you don't see them. But as soon as it gets warm, here they come. I've been spraying them the peppermint spray or something. Kind of, it doesn't hurt them, but it keeps them away. They don't like the smell. And so I've been spraying. I spray around the front door, the back, the garage entry, just in case. Because I don't want one of them inside the house. If they ever get inside this house, it's going to be real war. It's going to be war. Yeah. I don't care if they're harmless. Just don't get inside. And when you buy a new home, the previous homeowners will never tell you. Wait till the summer comes. Because we bought the house in the fall. So I didn't see any when we bought it. But they could have said, wait till the summer. Of course, they're not going to say, wait till the summer comes. When the summer comes, you're going to have a family of geckos coming down your wall. No, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to let you find out. They're going to smile and say, sign on a dotted line, please. Even if you can have rotten neighbors. You're not going to find out until you lived in your house. You're going to find out. Every night your neighbor comes and screams or something, a little kid screaming. The joy of home ownership. But it's better. I think I would rather have a house than having an apartment and those kids screaming. Oh, and you know what? And yet that little skunk probably thinks, why does he come to your house? You ever think about that? He must like your yard. You must take very good care of it, because of all the yards this little skunk could go to, he loves your house. You must have a beautiful yard, Lori, because it has to dig it up. We used to have over in this where I used to live, we used to have lawn service, and the grass was so beautiful. Weed control, I think Orkin was doing it at the time. Neighbors on that side we have weeds, neighbors on this side we have weeds, but my yard didn't. But every night somebody would come and their little dog would poop in our yard, until one day we were out there waiting Of course, the little dog couldn't do his business on our beautiful green yard lawn. We worked so hard to make it green. At least bring a bag with you if you're gonna be walking your dog. Let them poop in your yard. So this is the first time I've done a weeknight to do a crochet with me. I may do it again. Maybe I've been trying to find a day. Maybe next Tuesday. Oh, you got to get rid of his source. And that's why I think they said with the geckos, we have to get rid of their food. It must be more than spiders. They said something about army worms, and they gave a whole list of what they like to eat. But they can take care of them spiders. I'm okay with that. Because those spiders, they don't care. They're gonna find a way in. And the wolf spiders will follow you in the house. I didn't know that. I had some pest control at one point. They said, "Oh yeah, they follow you right on in." Gross. But you just have to kind of be on a lookout for these little creatures because they feel like the land, and it probably does. We're probably the ones that's taking over their space, but not today. You just have to kind of keep an eye out. Wasps. I did see some bees out there, so I really like them. They can go ahead and pollinate. I hear that they're good, that they've been down, so I let them go and stay. There's been some flowers growing on the bushes. I've been seeing a couple ladybugs. I don't know where they come from. They if you see one, they're supposed to bring good luck. I'm like, oh, good luck, good luck, good luck. Come on in, little ladybug. Just don't come too close. You can stay on the window. Just don't come inside. Yes. Oh my goodness. He won't win. Those bees, we need the bees. I mean, you don't want them, of course, you don't want them building their nest right underneath where you walk. But they are good. And I know some people would love to come and pick them up from your place. Because they'll make honey. The beekeepers will come and get it. But I see the ants. I've been seeing the ants have been busy. Saw some pretty big size ants. I don't know what they call them. We have little tiny ants here. They're not like Missouri ants. I mean, it's weird. These ants here in the South are quite different than the ants that I see in Missouri. Yes, they're so good. I don't blame them though, because you get the wrong bee and they get angry with you. Who wants to be stung? You no. I haven't seen any lightning bugs. Growing up, we used to have lightning bugs all over the place. Especially in the summertime. We used to make little think them would make little rings out of lightning bugs. It was brutal as kids. But these kids nowadays, they're on their phones. They don't know what it's like to be outside playing games. Volleyball and soccer and dodgeball is what we played. So I finished this one. I had, in spite of having to take it down. So this is 4. I probably, if I wasn't running my mouth, I probably can do them faster. So I have 4, and I have one more to make 5, but then I still need to do 1 round on each one to make it the size for the hat. But this is going to be medium blue, and then the outside will be dark blue. So I'm going to do 1 more medium blue, and I'm going to call it a night. I got my water. Let me take a sip. Maybe I'll come back on next Tuesday night. I used to have a little group, and we used to meet on Tuesday nights. But now I have a different group, and we meet on Wednesdays. So maybe I'll come back next Tuesday. Mondays, I think everybody's just trying to get back into the work week. So I don't know. It was about, what time did I come up here? If it's been about an hour, about 6:30, 6:45, got my little dog settled, fed him his little food for the night. He gets hungry. He likes to eat. My little dog, I think he thinks he's human. It may be my fault because, start giving him a little bit of human food, and that's it. He will eat his food, but you got to have a little meat with it. So sometimes I'll give him some chicken or a little ground beef unseasoned. Probably shouldn't, but my dog is 13 years old. And I feel like this. At 13 years old, he can eat whatever he wants. I don't know how long I'm going to have him or how long God is going to allow me to have him. So if he wants to eat meat in his mixed with his food, and he's been maintaining his weight really good, so he hasn't picked up any weight. So I just kind of mix his food with a little, not a whole lot of meat. And he eats it up. And like I say, he's 13 and he can eat whatever he wants. He'll go to heaven, doggy heaven, knowing that he was well fed. Yes. So you have to. You're not gonna have him. He's feisty. He likes to bark a lot. He found another little dog across the way, and he goes out there and barks, trying to get his attention. Then I started getting a little leg medicine. He has his little fluffy thing. He loves his little pillow. And sometimes he likes to be down at my feet when I'm sitting on the couch. But sometimes I go away from him because he's always at my feet and I can't move. I want to say years ago, you have to guard your dogs. You have to guard them. When he was about a year and a half, I was thinking he would have kind of like seizures, but it wasn't a seizure, but it seemed like it. And so I didn't know what it was, and I would take him, and then he would come out of it after a while. And so one day, this one nurse, a vet nurse, I'm saying the vet nurse, a staff member, she said, "Does he do this around the time it storms?" And I started paying attention. And one day if we can catch it in time, if we give him Benadryl, we can catch it and it can offset it. So it was like it must have been some type of high anxiety. So one day he started to go into that little, you could tell he starts going off into a daze, and we caught it, give him the Benadryl, and he would come out of it. Well, one day he was about to do that, and we noticed there's nothing on there about the storms. Next thing you know, the TV says severe thunderstorm warning in your area. So we knew that she was right. He was born right about the time of the Joplin tornadoes. It was a lot of tornadoes and stuff. So he probably senses, he's a weather dog. He senses when something is going to happen. And one time we took him to the emergency doctor thinking, because at first we didn't know what it was before the lady told us. And they wanted to charge us $1,500 to observe him for the night. No, ma'am. I will watch him at home myself. Because by the time we got there, he kind of came out of it. And then she tried to give him some seizure medicine and say that he was going to be on it for the rest of his life. I'm like, no, ma'am. No, he's not. So sometimes you have to kind of guard, your dogs, because these vets, they're not loyal to you or to your pet. They will give your dog medicines that it doesn't need. They will, they will do tests that they don't need. And you just have to really guard them. Really. I remember growing up. Yes, Lori. I remember growing up. We never had to take our dog. Our dog didn't have all these issues, all these shots and everything. We fed him table scraps. But then I took him once to a dog vet, a dog specialist, just to see. And the man told me, he said, if your dog isn't having seizures on a consistent basis, he probably is not having seizures. He said, he is a little headstrong though. Like, no kidding. No kidding. The other day he got angry with me. The other day, I was like, so at night he wants to get up, and sometimes he wants to get water. And I'm thinking to myself, no, we go to the bathroom first, and then we'll get water. I'm not going to give you water, and then you go lay down, and then you wake me up in about an hour or half an hour because you have to go to the bathroom. We're going to go to the bathroom, empty that little bladder, and then if you drink a little water just to satisfy you, then you can go to sleep, and we both can sleep in peace. Oh, no. He didn't like that. He's staying at his water bowl. So I just kind of grabbed him a little bit by his collar and pushed him and made him go out. He used the bathroom, and then he had the nerve to walk away from me, turn his back, and went and laid down somewhere. I'm like, he didn't even want the water. He's like, I'm so pissed at you. I'm angry. I want no water now. You can just keep your water. But he had an attitude. I'm like, these dogs have personalities. Oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, good night. Later on, he comes back and he wants that water. He's at that bowl, but he won't even come to me and tell me he wants it. Now he's just sitting at the bowl. Like, and I can see that they get a little frown on his face. You get like, I'm mad. I'm big mad. Like, child, fur baby, I feed you. I put water in that bowl. I'm sure if you can get it yourself, you would. But don't mistreat the hand that feeds you, because I will lock you in your kennel, and then you will be there for the rest of the night. So treat mama the right way. But he had attitude with me. He turned and he walked away. I'm like, you want some water? He kept walking. I think the older they get, the more sassy they get too. He's not a barker. He didn't bark. He just kind of like sit there. Or if he's outside, he will hit on the door like, okay, I'm ready to come in. If I don't come to the door right away, I just kind of watch him, see how he responds. He's funny. So I may try to come back Tuesday, God willing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. One more round of this. And I'll call it a night. We have officially made our granny squares. And I need to do that. Maybe I can come back next Tuesday about 6:30, 6:45, somewhere around in there. And I'll be up here maybe for an hour or so, just so that I can work on some projects, because I have this event and I really do need to be more consistent with making things. And I don't want to take I have yarn everywhere. I've been trying to contain it. So I brought a lot of the yarn that was downstairs up here. So, because this is where it's supposed to be. So maybe if I keep my projects up here, then they won't be all over the house. Because if I see some yarn, a yarn project, I will pick it up and I will not do anything else. Yes, nice talking to you. So maybe we can see at the same time, bring your cardigan and your baby item. And maybe, I can invite you on. I have this StreamYard if you ever want to come live with me and we can sit and talk. That's the software I'm using. And I can see what you're working on. That's if you want to. Because it's starting to get dark out there. And I don't like the lights shining so that people know where I am. My husband probably likes it that I'm not down there bothering him. He also likes to watch my videos after I do them. So if he's watching them, I'm coming down to bother him soon. No, I don't bother him. He's an enabler. He buys me yarn. He's bought me yarn bags and bags for my events. I'm grateful. He's probably like, make some money. Help pay the mortgage. Pay a bill. If a $5 ball of yarn will keep you happy, here's $10. I make him hats and scarves too, though. So that's always a good trade-off. Okay, let's see. And then if you get bored, you can always come back and watch the replay if you want to watch another hour or so. So we have 5 that we did tonight. Granny squares. That is it. So until next time, my creative, wonderful friends, I will see you next Wednesday, God willing. And the storms stay back. Talk soon. Bye.